there, guys, and welcome to another DVD update haul. I just wanted to share with you guys the stuff that I picked up in 1 week of Moviefreak Bizarre purchases. I will freely admit that this time I did go a little crazy, and I have been buying a lot of movies. But this particular week, he just had an explosion of really cool movies. And I couldn't pass any of these up because there were movies that I wanted, and I needed to add to the collection. So let's get started because I'll try to keep this short, but I got a lot of stuff. So first one, I picked up this Disaster 5 movie collection, and I really am becoming a huge fan of these because I get a lot of really random, obscure movies that I might not have heard about, or maybe I've seen on TV, and this might be the only way to get them on DVD. But it has Epicenter, which stars Tracy Lords, The Chain Reaction, not the Keanu Reeves one, but a different one with radioactive storage that goes berserk. The Day the Earth Moves, Fire from Below, starring Kevin Sorbo from Hercules, and The Day the Sky Exploded. So the titles alone made me want to get this one, and the quality of these movies might be debatable. Some might really suck, but bad movies are kind of like my bread and butter. I like collecting bad movies and watching them. Bad movies in the sense that they're not good by your standard. They're not Oscar winners, but they're enjoyably bad. Again, the worst sin that a movie can be is boring. A boring movie, to me, is a failure of a movie, and it's a waste of time. But a bad movie is enjoyable for different reasons. I haven't bought this one, but I finally came across a 2-disc special edition of this particular movie with a really nice slipcover, and it's the 2-disc of The Water Horse, Legend of the Deep. And this is basically like the origin story of the Loch Ness Monster. And I've never seen a 2-disc set. I always see the 1-disc set, and I always pass on it because I remember this movie not being that good. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't that good. But a 2-disc set is more appealing, especially with this nice holographic-looking cover. So, bought that. Never come across the unrated version of Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. This is the sequel to the Charlie's Angels movie, and I like the first one just fine. It's not the best movie, but it's not bad. And the second one I liked, sort of, because of Demi Moore. I thought she made a really cool villain in this. But both movies are not... I wouldn't recommend you go out of your way to see them. But yeah, they're not good. But they're not god-awful either. But I've never seen the unrated version, so that's what made me purchase that. Because I've seen Charlie's Angels 2 a bunch of times. Never picked it up because I've never seen the unrated one, so... to add to my never-ending quest to get all the Disney movies, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen with Lindsay Lohan. Forgot this movie existed, if I'm honest. So I picked it up. And I can't remember much about this one, if I am honest with you. The only Lindsay Lohan movie I really remember is The Parent Trap and Freaky Friday. I thought those were good. This one, no idea. I forgot it existed. Another purchase that I got because I come across the unrated version, the unrated 2-disc set of Step Brothers. I've mentioned this before. Will Ferrell is an acquired taste. He's really good in certain movies, and in others, he's just unsufferable. I don't know. He really works in some movies, and in others, he kind of annoys me. This is an example of a movie that I found kind of annoying. I'm not a huge fan of Step Brothers, but again, this is the 2-disc unrated edition that has a buttload of special features and the extended cut of the movie. So we'll see if it's good. I don't know how much they can actually add to that, but we'll see. Also, I've mentioned this before, I'm on this really weird trip of picking up religious movies because I'm not converting or anything, and I don't want anyone to watch a movie and suddenly be converted. But sometimes they're kind of funny. So I blind bought this one. It's Grace of God. I don't know anything about it. I tried to find information on this, and it's not even in Wikipedia. So that should probably tell me something about how obscure it is. But again, I only feel like I don't have to buy it. I always feel like I need to justify some of the purchases because I could just buy stuff that I want. But the thing that I love about collecting movies and talking about movies is just blind buying this really random movie that probably no one has ever heard of, and watching it and being like, what the hell was that? And then talking about it. So, yeah. This one, another one for my Disney collection, but this is one that I actually have been trying to hunt down. Because I knew it. I also know there's a remake with Christina Ricci and the funny guy from Cool Runnings. Not John Candy, one of the Jamaican guys. So I want to get that remake. But I remember it not being as good as the original. And that's That Darn Cat. The original That Darn Cat is really funny. I'm not a cat person, but I really like this movie. And yeah, super happy to add this to the Disney collection. Now I just need to track down that remake. This one I don't remember where I heard it from. I can't remember if it was the Nostalgia Critic or the Cinema Snob. Someone did a movie list and they mentioned this one, and I was like, that's gonna be so freaking obscure to find. I don't think I'll ever come across that movie. It just sounds too obscure. And lo and behold, I found a copy of Jiro Dreams of Sushi. I've mentioned this a bunch of times. I'm a huge lover of Japanese culture. I love my culture, the Mexican culture, great, but I also have a huge love for Japanese culture. And this is about this guy that his whole life is about... it's a documentary about this guy that his whole life is making sushi and running a sushi restaurant. And he's obsessed with sushi and providing people with the perfect sushi. And that just sounds really interesting to me. He's obsessed with his passion, and I'm obsessed with my passion, which is collecting movies. So I really want to sink my teeth into this one and watch this documentary. Picked up this one, Catch 22, which is a comedy in Nam. Kind of, I've heard it compared to MASH, but not as good. But again, I've never seen this one, so bought it. Also, haven't seen this one, but it has James Stewart and John Wayne. I've mentioned this before, I'm not the biggest John Wayne fan, but there are some movies of his that I like. And I'm hoping this will be one that I like. Again, I've never seen it. The Man Who Shot Liberty Balance. I think I've seen this in a couple of top best movie lists. So I'm hoping to watch it and see what the hubbub is about. Another one. Besides my trip right now on religious movies, I've mentioned I'm also on this trip of watching movies from the late 60s, early 70s. I'm just going back to the past because some of the new stuff just doesn't feel as interesting, I'm sorry to say. And older movies, to me, I find more appeal in older movies recently because I just like the effort that goes into these movies. So this one, I haven't come across a copy of this, which is surprising because it was nominated for 7 Academy Awards. I've seen it referenced a bunch of times, and I know the catchphrase that that movie has, that love means never having to say you're sorry, and that's a love story. It's love story. Again, I've seen this reference a whole bunch of times. I know the catchphrase, but I surprisingly didn't own a copy until now, so... you ever have one of those actors that you don't know them personally and probably you'll never meet, but just there's something about them that kind of bugs you and you can't explain what it is? For me, that actor or performer is Jennifer Lopez. I have nothing against her, something about her I don't like. And I think other than Anaconda, I haven't seen a movie. Selena, The Cell, a whole bunch of other movies. There's not something about her that I just can't grasp. But this one was a good. And this is Jennifer Lopez in Enough. She plays this battered woman that just gets shit on by her husband, so she escapes, forms a new life, starts training so that kind of stuff doesn't happen again, and then the guy comes back. The ending is very similar to Halloween H2O, where she gets her payback. But for what it is, I mean, it's not bad. One more for the Disney collection, the Lizzie McGuire movie. Been trying to track this one down also for a while because it stars Hilary Duff. I never saw, because obviously I'm not the target audience, I never saw the Lizzie McGuire TV show. But I remember seeing the movie once, and I thought it was okay. But this one, unlike Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, I knew of the existence of this one, and I've been trying to track it down, and finally got a copy. Another religious movie, 90 Minutes to Heaven, but this one stars Hayden Christensen, who played Anakin Skywalker in the Star Wars movies. So, cool. Picked up Made with Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau, who right now Jon Favreau is like Star Wars fans' favorite person because he's been doing great work on Star Wars, and before that he started up the Marvel Universe with Iron Man, so I want to track down more of his movies. And this is a time where Vince Vaughn was funny. Then there was that dark time where he just was not funny. But and then he did Attack on Cell Block 9, I think, and he's really good in that one, so I want to track that one down. Another documentary that I wanted to get and I'm super happy to own is This Film Is Not Yet Rated. A documentary on the inconsistencies, let's say, of the MPAA, the rating system for movies. They do talk about how it's inconsistent, where an independent studio might be really, really... they dropped the hammer on them really bad, but a major studio might get away with a little bit more. Been wanting to get this documentary for a long time, and super happy to finally have it. Wanted to see this movie in the theaters, but me and the wife never got a chance to see it. Directed by Guy Ritchie, the man from U.N.C.L.E., starring Superman Henry Cavill, and looking forward to seeing this one. Blind Buy, don't know anything about it, just picked it up because of Katie Sackhoff, who was Starbuck in the new Battlestar Galactica, The Last Sentinel. Don't know what it's about. Finally found a copy of a movie with the longest title, Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood, from the people that brought you the Scary Movie parody movies. This is a parody movie for like Boys in the Hood and stuff like that, Menace to Society. Been wanting to get a copy on this, and I finally did. Picked up, because of Ed Harris, Phantom, also starring David Duchovny. It's a submarine thriller, but I'm a big fan of Ed Harris. I think he's a really underrated actor. This is one of those situations where I thought I had this movie, but I looked through old videos, I couldn't find it. I looked through my whole collection, I couldn't find it. So I guess I maybe imagined that I bought the 2-disc set of Rush Hour 3. It's 2 discs. Because I have Rush Hour, but it's the single disc. And again, for the longest time, I was dead sure that I had the 2-disc set, but I can't find it. So I picked it up again, probably. And I like Rush Hour. I really like the Rush Hour trilogy. Picked up Independence Day Resurgence. I love Independence Day. The first one is amazing. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. It's minty fresh. And this is the 20-year later sequel, which I've heard from a lot of people that sucks. And that's a bummer. The only thing I'm really disappointed, it doesn't have Will Smith. I really would have liked if Will Smith would have returned for this one, because I've been waiting for an Independence Day sequel for, well, 20 years. And I'm looking forward to watching it. But, again, I've heard from everyone that movie's not that good. Picked up Everyone's Fine with Robert De Niro. Again, Drew Barrymore. Also Kate Beckinsale, who was super hot in Underworld. And Sam Rockwell, who's always solid. And it's about Robert De Niro trying to reconnect with his children. And I've been wanting to get a copy of this, and finally did. And the last one, I picked up one of these, and I mentioned that I wanted to get the parallels to the Ernest movies, because they kind of do. They have a Goes to Jail movie, they have a Christmas movie, they have a Halloween movie, and he had the first one, so I was like, well, I might as well get the first one. Tyler Perry's Diary of a Mad Black Woman with Medea. I've heard a lot of people mixed reactions for the Medea movies. Some people like him, some people think it's hot garbage. But again, I decided to get these because why not? But we'll see. There's a whole bunch of Medea movies apparently, but again, I only want to get the Christmas one and the Halloween one. But I needed the first one because it's the first one. So yeah, that was the DVD pickup video for the haul with Moviefreak. Picked up a lot. My wife said I picked up more than I should have, but again, I just can't help myself. I like collecting movies. I like talking about movies. I like finding random stuff that I've never come across. Always make the recommendation, and I'm going to recommend This Darn Cat. If you have Disney Plus, this one is in there. I haven't checked if the remake is there, but definitely the original one is the far superior one. I have one more Moviefreak DVD pickup video to share, but if you want to see more movie-related stuff, you can subscribe to my channel. Just hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be updated when I upload a video. You can also follow me and Professor Macabro in Instagram at Vargas Vault or at Professor Macabro. And we also each have a Twitter, again, Vargas Bolt or Professor Macabro, and a Facebook page as Vargas Bolt or Professor Macabro. So yeah, stay tuned for another video, and I'll see you soon, guys. Bye.